Hello, my name is Ashley and welcome to my YouTube channel, Zeal Street Art. Here we focus on inner work and art and combining the two to completely transform your life. I believe that little changes create huge transformations, and starting somewhere is the answer. Trying to fix everything at once is not realistic and it's not helpful, but we can do so much through intentional acts such as art. What is art? Art is making something using creativity and imagination, and all things in life require that. All things in life require a vision to execute what you're gonna do, to see into the future, to create something. And my passion is to do smaller things, is to encourage people to do smaller projects, to do smaller tasks that will eventually lead to being able to make decisions more easily, to trust yourself, and to enjoy the outcome of your efforts. So let's get started. Today is all about inner child healing. Where's my bunny? I bought this like yesterday or the day before, and it's just so precious, so cute. I got it at Barnes & Noble. I love it. And I feel like this kind of represents the inner child within all of us. Sweet, precious, soft, cute, tender, loving, and something you want to take care of, something you want to nurture. And that is in with all of us, that lies within all of us, and it's our duty as adults to take the things that we learned as kids and to modify it to represent the reality of the world. So for example, if you learned as a kid, if a common theme, if you had a parent that was hard on you, the common theme was you have to work really hard to earn my respect. You have to work really hard to earn my love. And if we carry that through adulthood, we're gonna unconsciously seek out people that we have to work really hard to earn their respect or to earn their love. And I don't know about you, but I don't wanna work really hard to earn people's love. I don't want to feel like I have to go above and beyond in every situation in order to be respected. I don't think that is in alignment with reality. The people I respect the most aren't begging to be respected. They are going to be respected, and if you don't respect them, they trust themselves to deal with that. These are just examples. We all have had childhoods where, we were raised by humans, and we get to have the opportunity to kind of go back in our minds. Even if it wasn't logical, our bodies take our feelings as reality. And so we validating those feelings and doing things for play. Play is one of the best ways to heal your inner child. When we were kids, what do you do to become an adult? One of the key developmental things that kids have to do is play. And for me personally, when I was about even 7, I think, I really wanted to be a teenager, and I didn't want to play with my toys anymore, and I wanted to grow up really bad. And so something I do for healing my inner child is going back and, kind of reclaiming those moments of play. I don't need to be cool all the time. I don't need to be good at everything I do. And having fun and feeling safe and doing things to, even if I know that I'm not good at it, doing things for the sake of doing it, doing things because it makes me a little uncomfortable and because it's fun, that is one of the most healing things you can do for your inner child. So one thing I've been doing is going to dance class. What a beautiful form of art. I never did dance as a kid. That is something that's really vulnerable for me. It feels like I'm naked in front of an entire stage. It's so vulnerable, but it is, the more you realize, it does not matter. It does not matter that I'm not good at it. Everyone's looking at themselves. And guess what? I've gotten better every single class. And it's kind of breaking down that wound, that barrier that I have to be perfect all the time. So that's another amazing way you can do some inner child healing. I will link journal prompts that I made on my website down below in the description. Definitely check them out. Something that I really want to focus on is the way that art can transform your relationship with that inner child, with yourself that's free to play, free to express yourself, that's free to imagine, to create without judgment. Kind of breaking free from that perfectionist mindset and realizing that there is so many benefits in creating art for the sake of creating art, not even for the art piece itself or being good at it or getting any better, but this for the sake of doing it. There are so many benefits. For example, it produces serotonin, which is key in having healthy relationships. When your serotonin is really low, you kind of look at people as sources for serotonin, and it becomes this internal desperation for being around people, and it kind of messes up the dynamic of those relationships. And so the more we can develop that serotonin within ourselves, the more healthy relationships we can develop. And so art is a perfect tool for working on creating peace and contentment and joy. And I also believe that it can totally lead to you finding your passion and your zeal for life. That's why I call this zeal street art. I think of it as like a zealous new start if we combine street art. Through art, when you make a decision and you accept that decision and you make another decision and you accept that decision, you can really look at the overall piece when you're done, and you're gonna find things you like about it and you're gonna find things you don't, but it really helps to work on that sense of trust in decision making, which is essential for every aspect of life. And so doing something to create for the sake of creating has so many benefits beyond just that of like bettering that skill, like painting or whatever kind of art medium you choose. It has life-changing benefits beyond what you would even imagine. And I also believe that it has a butterfly effect when we add intention behind it. So the butterfly effect idea is like a little something small will spark something else, which will spark something else, which will create this train of movement that this little tiny event or this little tiny action you did sparked. And through intentional art, through making something with it having a deeper meaning, with it connecting to a part of your soul, a part of your spirit, a part of that true piece of you that isn't harmed by the world, that isn't like traumatized, that doesn't have this clouded vision, this true part of yourself can really shine, and you can learn to trust that, which will benefit you in every area of life. So let's get into some ideas for your doing some inner child art. I give you some examples of things I've done on my own just to spark some ideas for you. And I want you to have creativity with this, and I want you to do whatever speaks to you. And I've done this all throughout a long period of time. A lot of the art I don't even have to show you because it was for the sake of creating, and the art itself didn't end up meaning a lot to me, but it sparked so much growth that I can't even describe or totally comprehend. And I'd love for you to really see that in your life as well. So I'm gonna give you a few examples. This is something I've done recently. This is something I've done recently, which was a total game changer for me. I think this concept of doing kind of a scrapbooky collage kind of setting unlocked something in me, and it kind of took away that I need to be good at what I'm doing and I could have fun with it in a way that I hadn't been able to. But basically, I made this little storybook about my little sister when we were kids, and I combined like my own writing and my own drawings with kind of scrapbooky stuff. I'll read you a few pages for fun. It's about my little sister and kind of the fun thing she likes to do as a kid, but it's called My Friend Abby. Okay. Let me tell you about my friend named Abby. She is really very cool. She could beat up bad guys before breakfast and still be dressed for school. That was like our little uniform when we were kids. And she used to do karate. In gym, Abby's awesome skills never seemed to end. One time she did a 15-minute plank. In class, she works hard and wants to comprehend. Well, it goes on, and I'm really proud of this because it was just so healing to do, and it took a lot of time and energy. This is one of the bigger inner child healing projects I've done, but it sparked an incredible amount of self-trust. I was so proud of my outcome, and even though it's not like how I would have imagined it or maybe planned it out on paper, it is way cooler than I thought I could ever do. And I sent it to so many people I love. Here, I did like a little collage of us as kids because I just thought she was the coolest little kid ever, and I wanted to honor that, and she has inspired me so much in her life. So this was, you know, and she was my partner in crime when we were kids, so we grew up together. And so doing this was like an ode to my inner child as much it was her. So that's an example of something I've done for my inner child healing, and some ways that that kind of has transformed my life was it helped me make decisions because I had to make a lot of decisions. I had to, you know, write the words, I had to whatever. And you can also work on your discipline by doing something outside of your have-tos. You don't have to do any of this, but when you consistently do stuff that's outside of your have-tos, it creates so much discipline. You can trust yourself, and when you have a good why, you are so much more willing to make that effort. And so that is something for me that has totally changed my life, and I would totally recommend that. Another example of my art. I made this a few days ago, or like last week or something, and I saw these kind of colors, and that felt really childlike and fun for me. And I obviously love the beach. That's like my home, my favorite space in the world. And so I did some fishies down here and some shells up here. And then last minute, I decided to put it in a big bubble. And the whole kind of joke is, do you live under a rock? No, I live on a rock in a bubble. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's just childlike and fun. And I kind of see it as like a safe space in an imaginary place, and it doesn't make sense, but who cares? That's the fun part about it. And so, like I said, I've worked my way up to that stuff, and it's been challenging for me because it's really fighting my perfectionist tendencies. I have to only do things that I'm good at. I want it to look like this. I want it to be aesthetic. I want it to look like it came off of Pinterest. No. There is so many benefits to doing stuff just because you like it and not for anyone else. If you've ever met a kid, like there's this little kid I know, and his big thing is vacuum cleaners. He's really into vacuum cleaners, and I just think it is the sweetest, funniest thing. And he's not impressing anyone by loving vacuum cleaners, and at the same time, it has touched my heart. He impresses everyone. I tell so many people the story of his obsession with vacuum cleaners because he likes it, he enjoys it, he finds it interesting. And yeah, it might not make sense, but that's what we can really come in tune with. And that's where I think we can really find our purpose and our pleasure, and we can create a space where we actually are content and enjoy our lives, which will make us a lot better friends, people, partners, business owners, you name it. You're gonna do so much better when you have that contentment. And so I think that is extremely helpful. And so what can you do today for your inner child? What can you do right now? Here's a little 5-minute project. So depending on what you're comfortable with, I want you to sit down, and I want you to set an intention, and I want you to write it down and put it on the back of the piece of paper you're using. And I want you to write, I am honoring my inner child with this artwork. I am bringing contentment. I'm strengthening my decision-making skills, and I am allowing myself to create without judgment. And then you can say a prayer. You can talk to God about it, which I really would recommend doing if you have a relationship with God, because he's going to be part of it no matter what. Might as well, let him know that you know that. And then I really want you to just flip the piece of paper over and just make something. Start something, get out your colored pencils, get out your markers, get out a black pen, and just make something, make a silly picture. Don't look at any reference pictures. Don't even really plan it out. Kind of go with the flow of it. You can set a timer for 10 minutes. Work that whole time, especially if you're uncomfortable with doing something like that. Setting a timer for a short time is a really wonderful way to just start and finish. And then guess what? You get to celebrate. You get to celebrate that you did that you made it. So I want you to just look at it and be like, oh my goodness, I am so proud of myself. Because that's another thing that I think we are forced to feel. Our bodies, when they get so tired, they force us to feel tired. When our bodies are overworked, when we're angry, our bodies will bring that up. But a lot of the time, we don't feel excitement, we don't feel joy, we don't celebrate our small wins. And that is such a way to heal your inner child. Celebrate the small wins. Go, woo! Something I love to do when I'm celebrating a win, so my body knows we have a win, because your body is super intelligent, and the safer it feels, the more you move through your emotions and experience your emotions, the more you can trust your body, and the more your emotions can guide you in a healthy, happy way. And so when you complete your task, when you go to the gym, when you do this little artwork, I want you to go do whatever makes you feel happy. You could do a happy dance. Something I like to do when someone else is there is I'll make them hold my hand and go, yay, yay. And it's so funny because at first my friends were kind of like, okay, what's this about? And now they expect me to do it. They want to celebrate their wins. Even if their mind is like, this is silly, their bodies know that celebrating a win is so essential. And so I hope that you end up doing this today. And maybe if, the artwork isn't where you're at and you're more inspired to do a few journal prompts, that is amazing. You better whoop and holler and yay about that too. And if not, just smile and enjoy it if you're working up to a more silly way. Another thing that I love to do, and I previously mentioned, is to dance. I love to sing. I go to the zoo. I have really embraced enjoying my inner child and nurturing that side of me, and not doing everything for a serious reason, or not needing someone else to validate that, or to be no, let's do that together. So then that's the only reason you can do fun stuff like that. No, your inner child will benefit so much by you saying, oh, you have a need to do something silly, to play, to explore, to enjoy. Let's meet that need. I'm the adult, and I see that wounded inner child in me, and she doesn't feel like she's worthy. She doesn't feel like she's safe. She doesn't feel like whatever. And so as that adult, I can be I can validate that side of me, and I can enjoy that side of me, and I can embrace that side of me, and you can too. And I highly encourage you to. It can absolutely change your life. And if you do any of that artwork, please let me know. Let me know down below what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.